So in our last episode of the 40/50 Social Club, I got pretty open and vulnerable about a serious health scare that I just had within the last month. On this week's episode, part two, we're going to dive more into what Jamie, and Quest learned from this whole experience that I went through. And in addition to that, I'm going to end with a nice shout out to my wife, Janine, for being such a rock for me and for our family during such a tumultuous time. If you haven't already, I would also strongly encourage you to go back and watch part one, as it would be a great lead in to what you're about to hear today. Enjoy.
And welcome to the 40/50 Social Club. We are dedicated to helping Black men healthily transition in their 40s and 50s. We're going to be engaging in holistic topics around relationship, health, wealth, spirituality, and professionalism with transparency, accountability, and respect. Now, our voices weren't heard in our communities as we were growing up, as they are today. So we want to take an opportunity right now and establish and give back to all great humans. You're going to vibe with myself, Quest, CJ, Janine, as we unlock eclectic areas throughout our lives while being in our 40s and 50s. So let's get it going.
Man, this story has inspired me.
Yeah.
The story has inspired me in a lot of ways, you know.
Well, I'm interested. Like, I'm gonna ask y'all two questions. I'll start with this one with you, Jay. Like, what was your reaction when you heard about it?
Man, you took me back. Well, I mean, first, big ups to your partner, man. Big ups to Janine. She sent Quest and I a personalized text just saying, hey, this is what's going on with Babe. You know, this is what's going on with CJ. And I was so taken aback because I was like, this is lady in his phone, and she texting us. So I'm like, this must be real.
Yeah.
You know, and
she in the phone.
So, he in the phone, you know what I'm saying? That's a no-no, you know what I'm saying? So I'm up here like, man, it clearly must be serious. But then the stuff that she said in the text, I'm like, she's giving us play-by-plays on what's going on. And I had a series of emotions. I had emotions of gratitude, appreciation. Also, I was like pissed, like, damn, we've been talking about this for weeks now.
You've been on me, too. You've been on me.
And so I'm up here like, damn, you know what I mean? The chickens have come home to roost. And so I'm up here like thinking about like all types of things, you know, but I knew you were in good hands. And I was just so appreciative that she took the time to text us, to text Quest and I specifically, when I know she could have texted a lot of other people. And so I was just like, wow, you know, so that said a lot of respect for her and also respect for y'all's relationship. But then I was also looking at you crazy because she said something like, and he wants y'all to know that he want to do this podcast and can y'all do the edits because he can't do the editing for the shorts videos that need to be posted on YouTube. Yeah. And I'm sitting here like, what is happening right now?
Why?
Is he
even thinking about this?
Why is he even thinking about this? Yeah. I'm like, what is happening? You know, so I think I just had a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, that made me laugh, of course. And it also made me proud because I'm like, wow, he really believes in what we doing on 40/50 to share with her, hey, this is near and dear to my heart while I'm in the hospital. You know, so I had like all these different emotions happening at the same time. But more importantly, I was happy that you were okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. How about you, Quest?
Man, for me, I got to be honest here. Never like seeing a partner or someone else text from another phone in the manner in which it was. So for me, I was praying that you were fine because when I've seen this in another situation and the person passed away. And so I immediately went to pushing healing energy towards you, to speaking your name and into
that's real.
You know, and life into your name, calling on the ancestors, calling on God to just, you know, let us know. Let us know. Like at this point in time, this is our person. This is somebody that we would love to
Right.
keep here and to be here with us. And we want your intervention at this point in time to allow us to know how this is going to go. So, I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kept
that's real.
pushing that energy of, hey,
Mm,
heal, 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 heal. And I believe in
Mhm.
that. I believe in that. I
mm,
don't know about anybody else, but I
Corporate
believe in
prayer.
that. I believe in just that power of us pushing that energy, that power
right.
of us being aligned with the ancestors and being able to at least focus on the person. And whatever the
Yeah,
will at that point in time is, we got to allow for that to be, and we got to allow for us to be in a mode of acceptance from that point forward.
Mm,
So
yeah,
that was my initial thought, my initial reaction. On top of that, no, like we were saying, we had just talked about this. We had just went, and you and I had talked about going from a whole situation of possibly having COVID to having possibly pneumonia to having, and I was like, what is really going on?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
This man's not 60.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
man.
This man has been doing his workouts and everything like that. What is going on? So that was my immediate reaction when I heard everything that was going on.
yeah.
Wow,
That's
man.
real. That's real.
Yeah, I do.
That's
I
real.
appreciate that. You about to
Yeah.
say something
Man,
else, Jay?
Yeah, no, I'm curious, like what was your response? You kind of share some of that with your daughters and it's kind of like you were able to look at it from multiple sides, but you
Hmm.
kind of shared, the things that you were thinking, and also probably beating yourself up,
A lot.
I'm sure more than you probably deserve. So I definitely hope that you're able to release some of that.
Mm,
And so that you don't let that become a thing for you. I
I
think
appreciate that.
as Black men, we carry so many things, but God allowed us to no longer have to carry that. So
Mm,
man, I hope that you
yes.
give yourself some grace, bro,
mm,
and just use it as a learning opportunity
I
for
appreciate that.
not just yourself, but for people that you know and love deeply.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. And I will say this is the first kind of conversation I've had that's quite like this. And hearing you say that took some weight off of my shoulders for sure. So I just want to say I appreciate you saying that. Like I didn't even realize I was carrying it in that way until I heard
So
you say it, and it definitely touched the nerve. You know what I mean? Like, and what's
yeah,
interesting is, we've been apart, whether it's this financial partnership we're a part of, all that. I'm always the
yeah,
one in the group talking about we got to give ourselves grace. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going
Hmm.
to be perfect. Don't let perfect be the enemy of the good. Like, let's just do it. And it's gonna formulate the way it's supposed to. And it's gonna be okay. It's easy for
yeah.
me to give that advice, but it's hard to take for myself.
Mhm.
And like I'm realizing now, just hearing you say that, I'm realizing just how hard I am on myself when it comes to stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not looking at what I've gained. I'm looking at what I could have lost. What I gained was an opportunity to do it better next time.
That's
What
right.
I
Uh,
gained from this was understanding there are things I did to put myself in a position to absorb the blow. You know what I mean? And but instead of
Mhm.
looking at it that way, my default is to beat myself up for having put myself in this position. And so I appreciate. I just want to say how much I really appreciate you saying that. I'd say
Nah.
the other thing, and I want to ask what this has done for y'all's journeys as well, like your own health journeys. But the other thing I'm gonna throw in there, because we also did an episode about hustle culture and what that's
Mhm.
like.
mm-mm.
And I know that I work hard, but I've never seen
Hmm.
myself as the absolute hardest worker because I happen to work at a
Yeah.
place with people who work 10 degrees more than I do in a way that I might think is
Mm.
unhealthy. Because I kind of think my own can border on being unhealthy. You know what I mean? So I look at them like,
Right.
wow. But I see that as a definition of being an uber hard worker. I never
Yeah.
saw myself as that until this situation because
Mm,
I was
mm,
in a
mm, mm.
point, my body and my mind needed to do a reset. And my default was, I'm here on this bed, can't really do anything. Oh my gosh, I got to get these shorts together for 40-50 and get these out because
Mhm,
that's my
mhm,
responsibility. I got to do. I'm thinking about my kids, my students that I serve. November 1st is a huge day in college admissions world for a school like mine, where 96% of the kids apply somewhere early. November 1st is the most common date. So my default was, how can I make sure I'm there for them? to get them through these last couple days of November 1st. I had a
Right.
conference in New York City. My girls live in New York City. Janine was supposed to go to New York City on Sunday. I was coming on Tuesday. My mind went to that, being at the conference and being there for my family, where the doctor comes in, and one of the first questions I asked was like, okay, well, I'm supposed to be going to New York next Tuesday. Are you telling me I can't go? And he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, I don't know if it's the Norco, I don't know if it's the morphine, but I can't believe this brother gonna ask me that question, you know? But this is forcing me to take stock into that, and how I have constantly made decisions when it came to work that I knew that I had an unhealthy attachment to it, and I was doing stuff that was putting my own health at risk. But again, it's like, I know I'm gonna be okay. And again, I am okay. I am okay. There's no doubt about it. But I've come out of this with a very different perspective on how I need to live the rest of my years.
Phew.
Man, listen, three things. Three things. One,
Mm.
how has this inspired me on my own health journey?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I'm already a very preventative person. My doctor always comments to me about that situation because I'm always asking for things that a lot of hospitals, a lot of doctors will not permit for you to get done, like MRIs, right? I want to know what's going on.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to be, sometimes they make it seem like you got to be in a certain situation to get these things because really, to be honest, they're only looking for you to have that when something happens, where I'm
Mm.
trying to come in before it happens to get it done. So people, if you're listening right now, preventative care. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you are feeling. You need to do preventative stuff before it even happens, before you even
Mm.
think it should happen. Even if you're not thinking about it, think about it may happen and start now trying to make sure that you can take care of that. So that was
Mm.
the first thing that inspired me to do is more preventative care. So I contacted my doctor. I
Mm.
said, look, I feel like I may be forgetting some things a little bit more than normal. I need to come in for that.
Wow.
Neat.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
different things I was looking at and was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and see if they gonna say no to this. So
Mm.
that was one thing I did. Second thing, let me tell you about something that happened today that I totally understand is part of what I feel is people really thinking about the United States is versus other countries. My car got towed because it stopped, thinking that it's the fuel pump or something like that. So towed it back to the house because I have a mechanic. As I'm driving with the tow truck guy, he's talking about he is from the Middle East and how him being from the Middle East, there's a lot of misconception. But two of the
Mm.
misconceptions was one was health and two was food. And he was talking
Interesting.
about just in the Middle East, people are just living there to live for their life and
Yeah.
really not thinking about the money and all the other stressors that basically here in America, he said it out of his mouth. Here in America, we go through. So to
Right.
your point, another thing that has inspired me is just that man today saying what he said and me going back to my time in Mexico and thinking about, not having a stressful life, not having to sit here and worry about a lot of things that really should not even be in my control. So that's
Mm.
another thing that has inspired me to do is look more at these other areas that has stressed me and
Mm.
think about how to bring those things down. And lastly, it's inspiring me to get more active in the lives of my other friends and
Mm.
males because
Mm.
I have
Mm. Mm.
sons. I don't want
Mm.
them to even get to this point and have to deal with that. I want my sons to be as active in their health journey as I am, if not more, because they are younger,
Right.
right? I don't want you to get to 40 and 50 and be struggling, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, with your health. So it's inspired me to really start up
Mm.
again and not really start up, but really go back to, you know, asking those questions. Hey, when's the last
Mm.
time you had this? When's the last time? I care about you. I
Mm.
love you. I really want to see you, doing these things. And people out there right now, we care about you. We love you. We want you to go
Mm.
and get checked up. So please,
Yeah.
go and do that. Go do that. Go get those checkups. Go do what you have to do. We're not saying this just from the check engine light
Mm-hmm.
podcast that we're had. We got a real life scenario with someone on our podcast that went through something and
Mm.
he could not be here right now. It could be me and Jay talking to y'all about Chris.
Mm.
This is
Yeah.
important. People, go get checked.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
thinking. Fellas, you are out here thinking that you got to be strong. You're going to be dead. You're
Mm,
gonna be dead trying to be strong. That strong shit is stupid.
mm,
That's stupid. You being
Yeah,
what is strong? Strong is taking care of yourself.
mm,
Stop
yeah,
thinking that strong means I gotta take on the whole weight of the world and I can't stop and take care of myself. That's stupid.
yeah, yeah. I think to build off of what Quest said, and I know it's inspired me to think about a couple of things. And the main thing I keep thinking about is I am enough. I
mm.
keep finding myself telling myself here lately that I am enough. So
Hallelujah.
much of my life I've been so focused on grinding. And then I feel like I'm reaching a point where yeah, the grind is cool, but I'd rather be grounded than to
Ooh.
focus
Mm.
so much on the grind,
Mm,
and I know part of me being grounded is me taking care of my health, me having self-care, me focusing on my family and my loved ones, and also paying attention to me
mm,
and not really chasing perfection. And so those are some of the things that really hit home for me, you know, and
yeah.
I keep telling my family and my male friends and you are enough. And we don't oftentimes tell ourselves that.
Yeah.
And
It's
making
real.
sure that we value the most important player in the room, and that's you.
Mm,
Yeah.
And
mm,
oftentimes we put everybody else in front of us, and that's when things start to really fall apart. And so
oof.
that's what the story has shared with me in this experience and multiple intersections of it, that
Yeah.
the importance of valuing yourself, black man.
Appreciate that.
So that's what I take from it.
Mm, good. Wow. Wow.
Yo, I just feel like there are a couple of things that we need for people to know out here.
Mm,
Yeah.
Jay, I know that there are a couple points that we have made, but I feel like we should make just a couple more for our viewers.
Sure, 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 sure. I'll throw out maybe two or three. I think we talk about 40 so much, and I have an opportunity to speak to a lot of men throughout the course of the week, and the 40s and the 50s are really an amazing time for us
mm,
to reset, especially when we've been grinding so much to get up to this age, and then we've neglected so much of our health.
mm,
So
Yeah.
when you reach this point in your life, if you're in your 40s and 50s, use this as an opportunity to reset your life and to reset your health, your holistic health. And I think that's a great thing that we should do, not just going to the doctor, going to get a therapist, making sure that you're doing a health check on the friends that are in your circle and your
mm,
circumference,
Hmm.
making sure that your family members are the right family members that are going to take care of you. I
mm,
think it's
Hmm.
an opportunity to reset and look at your life insurance, and making
Hmm.
sure that you're not thinking about life insurance for yourself, but thinking
mm,
about life insurance for other people around you that will actually be there to carry the torch in your absence. These are all things that I think are important for you to really start thinking about, black men in your
mm,
40s and 50s, and not have to let a situation like with CJ or what we may go through to really light a fire for that to happen.
mm, mm.
Yeah. On top of
Appreciate that.
that, I want all of you to understand that you need to get your numbers and you need to know
Mm,
them better than your fantasy stats because I know fellas out there, y'all can rumble off some fantasy stats like it ain't nothing. You should know your numbers the same way. Your blood pressure, your glucose, all of that. You should know those numbers. So, fellas, go get those numbers and check on you so you can be here to check on others. It is
mm,
important, and we've said this time and time again, just on this show alone. You have to make sure that you are good before you can even make sure somebody else is good.
Yeah,
Don't wait
yeah,
for the pain. Prevent it. Preventative care. We talked about that a couple of times. Preventative care. Don't wait for that pain. Just go ahead and get that thing done. You know what I'm saying? Go to the doctor. Don't worry about it. You can understand what your body already feels like. And when you tell the doctor and it don't kind of go hand in hand. Don't stop there and tell them, no, that's not what I
mm,
feel like. This is what I feel like.
mm.
yeah,
On
yeah.
top
No,
of
and
that, a couple of
yeah,
more.
go ahead.
You
Oh,
gotta
it's so
tell, you
good.
gotta tell a brother, you gotta tell a brother to tell a brother now. Don't,
Oh,
and we telling you right now, we telling you right now here, we're saying to you, we love you. We care about you. Go to the doctor. We're
yeah,
letting you know right now.
And tell
And
somebody else to
lastly,
go.
yeah, that's
And
right.
tell
And tell
somebody
somebody
else.
else. That's how you pay it forward.
Yeah.
That's how you pay it forward. And lastly, for me, your family tree deserves a healthy root. And that healthy root needs to be you. That healthy root needs to
That's
be
a good
you.
one. Yeah, that's good. Well,
I
there
gotta say one
is.
last one. I gotta say one last one.
Yeah. Okay.
And also check the health of your partner. You
Oh,
know,
man.
check the health of your partner. It's not just about you checking on you, but CJ had a partner that checked on him. So imagine
Yeah.
if she wasn't healthy to get him to the hospital to make sure that he had what he needed so that he could keep breathing. So, really, really assess your relationships. Is your relationship healthy outside of just, y'all getting along? But knowing the actual information about your health, your partner, do you know your partner's health numbers too? Not only yourself, do
Yeah.
you have those conversations at the dinner table to talk about,
Yes.
hey, this how I'm doing, babe. This how I'm looking. Like this shouldn't be a secret. That's
Yeah.
something that I do say that's pretty awesome is we do share in that every year. Like, okay, what's your results? Here go mine. And we talk about them. So also that just take heed to that too, because it's more than just you.
Well,
Man,
you
yeah.
just said something that relates to the one thing I wanted to make sure I also said. And I got to give an ode to Janine. I got to give an ode to my wife for
So
stepping up the way that she did. It is like she stepped up so majorly. She's got this side of her that just takes care of things, where I tend to be the one that's a little bit more laid back. And, I'll take a while before I get to act on some things. But to see how she got activated for me and took care of everything, was there, like, talk about ride or die. We've been together for a long time, so I know that she's that way, but to
Yes.
be in a position, in a situation where you got to see it on full display, that inspired me to make sure I was going to get through this. You know what I mean? She set up all the appointments. She stayed in the hospital room. I kept trying to get her to go home and get a good night's sleep. She wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? She's been driving me around to all these appointments. She put me on this thing because I could sit and get sedentary. That's probably part of what contributed to this too. She has got an alarm set on my phone where every hour it goes off and it just says, get up. So I got to
Get
get up,
up.
take 50 steps, do whatever. She's making sure I'm going to be here, So I just have to, she knows I love her beyond anything, but to see how she kicked in and became exactly what I needed in that moment was amazing. And I will say that's also the benefit of a strong long-term relationship too. When you all
Yeah,
been
man.
together so long, when the other is not able, the one who is just knows what to do. I didn't have to do anything to show up.
Janine,
She took care of
Janine,
so much
Janine.
that's
that it
what's up.
allowed my body to focus all of my energy on recovering. And to see
Yes.
how quickly I've been able to get through this over the last 2 weeks has just been amazing. But I know that doesn't happen if I don't have her by my side.
Janine, 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 Janine.
That's what's up.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Yes.
That's what's up,
Man.
CJ. That's what's up. Well, on that note,
Thank you.
man, I think we're gonna have to put a pin in it. And
Yeah.
this was so good. Thank you, CJ, for being vulnerable enough to sharing this experience with
We
us.
love you, bro. We
Man, we
love you,
Love
love you,
man.
y'all too. You
man.
know that.
We
Love
We
love
y'all
you,
love
too.
you, bro.
man. Yeah,
Man,
man.
we are
So
so
glad you're
grateful
here.
that you are here with us, bro. With
Yeah.
us. That's
Yeah.
powerful. I don't know how many people out there understand what we just said, but this man is still here with us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mm, mm.
All praises
All
to
right,
you. Family,
y'all.
friends. I love y'all all, man. People stepped up. I felt all that healing energy for sure. So I just want to appreciate everybody as well.
That's what's up. Well, thank y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next one. 4050 over out. Peace.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Another epic episode of 4050 Social Club, and we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did. Subscribe on YouTube, click that button below. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms. We are here to help Black men transition through the most impressionable years of your life, your 40s and 50s. Don't feel as though you're out here alone. We're here with you to share our stories and our journey. So let's get to it, y'all. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode. And until then, be well, friends. Peace.